we all know about the seven seals that starts in Revelation chapter 6. I want to take you right here to verse 5. And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, "Come and see." And I beheld, and lo, a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, "A measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny. And see thou hurt not the oil and the wine." Now, most people prescribe this to inflation, right? It's going to be really expensive for, bread. But wait, you got to think of the spiritual application to this now. It's all multidimensional, all right? Lower and higher meanings. Who's the wheat and who's the barley? What is the oil and what is the wine? Well, we're the barley harvest on Passover, right? And the wheat is the ones passing through at the end to reap the harvest, right? The harvest at the end. So we have barley and wheat. Then we have oil and wine. What is this? Well, remember on the day of Pentecost, the new wine and the oil in Matthew 25 with the 10 virgins, the oil in their lamps. So you see how the wheat and the barley, and then we get the oil and wine, have a higher spiritual meaning here. Now, I don't have it all figured out. I just saw this, but I wanted to show you guys. So when you read these passages, that you're seeing the higher significance to what the higher dimensional meaning of what these are talking about. So am I saying that we're in the seals? Well, some people would believe we're in the seals right now. I really don't know. But I know that when God had this written, he was not just referring to barley and wheat as food and oil and wine as liquid. All these things have higher spiritual significance. So I just wanted to show you guys. I don't have it all figured out, but that's how I look at the Bible now. The Spirit just showed oh, I didn't see that before like that. Yeah.
This probably looks familiar. It probably looks like these somatic patterns that I talk about all the time. And all these things is a petri dish on top of a speaker and a light on top of it, making these cool mandala-like patterns. Now this man made one of them in a 3D design software and took cross sections of it and put different colors to those cross sections. So using a 3D cymatic pattern, this man was able to create a perfect image using sound and light. I want you to sit and really think about this, because this is the code to reality. This is the code to the matrix, or whatever you want to call it. This is how energy interacts with itself to create everything that you see. This is why cymatics and sound is so important. Vibration in general.
Seeing this short clip brought me back to the stars that I filmed a while back. As you can see, it's the wheel within the wheel, just like he's explaining, but you also have the spirit of the living creature inside the wheel, just like the Bible describes here, Ezekiel 1. You can see it right there. It's like a person inside the middle of the wheels. And these are above us every single night.
If the 3D baby got you, then this one is going to make you cry. So Mr. Petros has done it again and blew my mind. And he's made these things, and they're actually not cymatic patterns. They are essentially mandalas designed in a 3D design software. I don't know what it is, but he does. And he's created these sheets, and all this is the light from that backlight refracting through the colors that he uses as a prism, and it creates this image. Now, I don't know if that girl is the grown-up version of the baby. But what I do know is if we know how to make that cymatic pattern, what frequency it is, and we know what color to use for those, how light to pump in there, then we can create reality. Is this what we've been trying to be told for thousands of years?
Okay, so notice the symbolism on the bottom right. You have the pyramid with the colors of the rainbow going through and producing white light, or the other way around, the white light going through producing color. And it's going through the pyramid, which is on our dollar bill, the third eye, the pineal gland in our heads, and the triangle, which is a temple, because we are the temple of God. The Spirit of God dwells in us. So this is, they know because look, I mean, that's the symbolism for the Pink Floyd logo, right? And how many years ago was that on a shirt? I mean, so they've been showing people in plain sight what's going on here for a long time. They create clones, they clone people, they did the imagination of what they could do. Lucifer said, I'll be like the Most High. So this all has to do with the knowledge of good and evil to make you wise and be as gods in Genesis chapter 3, right? This special knowledge, God knowledge. It says the knowledge of good and evil. Well, if you add an O to good, or you take away an O from good, it's God. And you add a D to evil, it's devil. So the knowledge of God and the devil. God is the first one, obviously, the self-existing God. But then the devil, Lucifer, was created with all this knowledge. He knew how all these things work. And so people strive to learn these things. The people who, run the world. Satan offered the deal to Jesus. I'll give you all the kingdoms of the earth. Just bow to me. Jesus said no. The people at the top say, yeah, sure. And then they get all this knowledge and they run the world and they die and they go to hell. I mean, that's the payoff. You can't play God. You're not supposed to. So again, it's, the stuff is on Pink Floyd shirts. The way it works down here, showing the third eye, the pyramid. It's on our dollar bill. So the knowledge of good and evil.